Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jack. You are a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by the Crueltide Pocket Rulebook Kickstarter. In this tabletop RPG, Santa Claus has been captured, and you need to rescue him, role-playing as any sort of fantasy creature imaginable. You could be a human with holiday powers, maybe one of Santa's helpers, an elf, perhaps a talking reindeer, or maybe a gingerbread cookie golem. It's all up to you to restore the holiday cheer and check out those stretch goals. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Detri Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. The publisher has also released the pay-what-you-want tabletop RPG Daughters of Lamb, where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products and check out their free tabletop RPG, the Red Roleplaying Game, a generic system that is able to handle any sort of theme, genre, flavor, setting that you can think of. Definitely check it out. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. All of the links will be there. Check out these amazing products. This channel, today we are continuing the Phantasy Star Tabletop Roleplaying core book review. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review series featuring this science fantasy tabletop RPG based on the popular JRPG franchise, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about the equipment section of the book. I am very impressed with how robust it is. You have the details on the currency, the money. The standard currency is the meseta, of course. It is accepted in most shops and other businesses across the galaxy. Depending on your setting, meseta can take different forms. Its physical representation is a small, diamond-shaped crystal with a golden hue. In some locations, it can also be represented by virtual currency, accepted by digital transfer from a character's bank account. When it comes to selling items and equipment, most equipment can be sold, especially if it was purchased in a reputable store, but if you find something on the battlefield, it could be too damaged to be of any value. You have details on the carrying capacity. Your size and strength modifier determines the maximum weight in pounds that you can carry, as shown on the table in this section. You have details on the item grades. As characters gain levels and face greater challenges, they must also upgrade their gear and items. Some items in this chapter have a grade, which represents the quality and rarity. Common items available at level 1 have a grade of 0, with higher grades 1 through 4 being more expensive and harder to obtain. When it comes to weapons, you have a great variety of melee or ranged weapons, with details on the damage that they deal, the properties. Concerning weapon proficiency, of course, you must have weapon proficiency to wield that tool of combat properly. This will give you various advantages. For example, you add your attack bonus to your attack when using the weapon. And your weapon grade, that is, the weapon is not grade 0 for you regardless of its actual grade. If you are proficient in the use of the weapon, it's going to count as its actual grade, but if you are not proficient, it's grade 0 for you. Also, if you are not proficient with the use of the weapon, you don't add your ability modifier to the damage roll unless that modifier is negative. Some of the properties of the weapons include concealed. You have advantage on checks made to conceal this weapon on your person. Finesse. You can choose to use your dexterity modifier instead of strength when it comes to attack and damage rolls. Maybe your weapon has reach. A reach weapon adds 5 feet to your reach when you attack with it, as well as when determining your reach for opportunity attacks. And there are plenty of other properties such as focus, heavy, two-handed. But then we have the mastery features. When a feature from your profession grants you mastery with a weapon type, A weapon of that type becomes a mastery weapon and you gain the use of its mastery features, such as Burst, which allows you to walk or spray an area when using your ranged weapon or firearm, allowing you to damage various enemies. Or maybe you have Snipe. You can ignore the half cover or 3/4 cover when employing this weapon. Maybe your weapon has the property of Smash. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage to it, you can reroll one of the weapon's damage dice, and you must use the new roll. And there are plenty of other mastery features such as Flurry, Mark, Rend, Volley, etc. Concerning weapon grades, all weapons acquired at level 1 have a grade of 0, whether gained through your profession or purchased. The Game Master chooses the availability and rarity of higher grade weapons. This of course is related to the damage bonus of the weapon. For example, a grade 2 sword has a +2 bonus to its damage rolls, or other special properties could be related to the weapon grade. You have details on the weapon types, the additional properties, variant weapon types, the grade of course, but you also have the names used in the classic Phantasy Star game series and in the Phantasy Star Online game series, and that is great. So if you like the classic universe or the online universe, you can use those names instead. There is a great variety when it comes to axes, bows, claws, daggers, great swords, pistols, rifles, rods. Just to give you an example, you have the Impactor in Classic Science Phantasy Star, but if you are playing in the Phantasy Star Online universe, it's just the rifle. Very different from, for example, in the case of rods, in the classic name of a rod, you have the Psycho Wand, but the Phantasy Star Online name is the Club of Laconium. You have slashers, you have swords of all types, and you have suits of armor with their strength requirements, also the different naming conventions, the categories, the grades, the base defense. If you are trained in the use of the armor, you won't suffer any penalties when it comes to attack rolls or checks or saving throws related to strength or dexterity. And if you want to gain a shield's defense bonus, you need to be trained in the use of shields. You have light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, and all sorts of shields. You even have consumables, such as this is quite common for anyone that has played Phantasy Star, the Healing Mates. You regain HP when you drink this medical solution as an action. The number of HP depends on the compound's grade, such as the Monomate, the D-Mate, the Trimate. You also have the Maruera gum that allows you to breathe underwater for 24 hours. You have the Soul Atomizer. When you use the solution, it removes the poison condition and any levels of exhaustion you have. For the next 24 hours, you regain the maximum number of HP for any hit die you spend. You have the Antitoxin, the Star Atomizer, the Telepipe. This is a small flute-like device which must first be attuned to a teleportation marker. When you blow into the telepipe as an action, it plays a melodious tune and teleports you and up to 8 willing creatures within 30 feet of you to the location of the attuned teleportation marker. You also have all sorts of accessories, such as the Dimensional Backpack, the Snow Crown, the Silk Mantle, the Translator Ring, the White Mantle. Let's talk about some of these mantles. In the case of the Silk Mantle, you gain a bonus to defense. In the case of the White Mantle, you gain a bonus to defense, but the bonus is considerably lower when compared to the Silk Mantle. And of course, while you White Mantle, while you wear this cloak and you are wearing no armor and holding no shield, this bonus applies. The Snow Crown. This circlet has 3 charges, and as an action while wearing it, you can expend 1 charge to cast D-Band with it. The circlet regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. You also have various caster kits. You have the Battle Caster Kit and the Protector Caster Kit. They allow you to cast techniques, so this is perfect for a group that doesn't have too much in terms of variability or flexibility concerning techniques. You also have miscellaneous gear such as the backpack, the binoculars, the crowbar, the explosive charges, the glow sticks, night vision goggles, the grapple gun, mirrors. You also have equipment packs, the agent's pack, the explorer's pack, the scientist's pack, etc. They contain items that you employ according to that area of expertise. So the explorer has things such as flares, flashlight, hunting traps, while let's say the soldier's pack contains things such as binoculars, rope, and a thermos. You also have details on artisan's tools, such as the alchemist's supplies, the cooking supplies, the cybersmith's tools. You also have details on other types of kits, such as the musical instrument kit, the hacker's kit, the gaming set. And you have vehicles, planetary vehicles. No spaceships here. No spaceships. In Phantasy Star in the series, you usually don't feature too many space battles, but here you have beast mounts, huge and large beasts that you can ride. You have ground craft such as cars, hover cars, land rovers. You have watercraft such as the hydrofoil and the water bike. You also have details on food, drink, lodging, services, even entertainment or leisure activities such as the vacations, watching a movie, live concerts. You have information on how to craft items, the raw materials needed, the tools and proficiency to employ, the time that you need to craft an item. And this concludes this part of the review series. In the next part, we are going to talk about techniques. Well, I have to be honest, this chapter is almost like overwhelming with so many things that are included here. The only thing that could be considered lacking, according to the Phantasy Star series, is the spaceships. But like I said, it is not a focus of Phantasy Star. But I think it would be worth it to have like a little expansion to include spaceships, just in case somebody wants to have fun in those space battles. But Phantasy Star Online or the classic series is mostly about landing on a planet and then taking on the mission. You usually don't feature too many space battles before, during, or after the missions. Thank you for watching this part of the review series. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master, and remember, in tabletop role-playing games, you are not telling stories about your characters. You are experiencing the game world as your characters. Once again, thank you and see you later.